Welcome to what is going to be the best episode of It's Not Soup Yet because I'm here alone. What could be better than just me and you going through legislative bills? We are beyond the halfway point in Carson City. Our hardworking duo of Chris Bishop and Tom Blanchard are up in Reno right now. They had the Region 11 conference up there, and today they're the taping day. They're up there with Mr. Blanchard leading the board of directors meeting. And so we thank them for their service. Hey, as I just said, we're beyond the halfway point. 61 days and counting just occurred last week. A slew of housing bills were heard last week. AB 176, talking about source of income discrimination, which is government programs, things like that. As our message is, and we testified in opposition, our CEO, our hardworking CEO, Teresa McKee, testified in opposition. Our message is simple. We're not opposed to the source of income. We're opposed to the length that income is coming through. We need to make sure that we guarantee that it's the lifetime of the lease. A lot of these programs are 6 months. And if we had a 6-month lease, that's fine. But if you have a year, then it becomes problematic. SB 335, summary evictions. They're attempting to change how we evict tenants in an already what can be a lengthy process. And we had our NVR legal counsel, the lovely and talented Tiffany Banks, testified in opposition to that one. Don't really know where we can get to an agreement on anything on that one because we want to protect the rights of Nevada homeowners to be able to address those that are behind. SB 392, something that we're supporting. It is going to be a 40-year listing. Those companies that come in and give a little bit of cash, and then hopefully 40 years later, they tie their people into a 40-year agreement to list their home. Obviously, we're opposed to that. The other key component to this is that we've got some property management stuff in there to get some agency. I want to give a hat tip to Forrest Barbie of Berkshire Hathaway. He came on our LMT along with our division head of the division, Chandra, and explained why it was important. Forrest got into some of the things that they were experiencing in court on property management and some of the issues that they've had with judges interpreting the law correctly. And so we wanted to make it crystal clear that property management and that property management agreement did create specific to NRS agency. What else is going on? SB 426, rent control. That's another one that we opposed. Tom Blanchard and I, fearless leader Tom and I, faced off with a couple hundred of the culinary members who were there, and I led off my testimony by saying we regretfully oppose this. And I say regretfully because you could really sense the fear, the uneasiness in that room. Whether we agree with it or not, it was true that they were unnerved because they lost a sense of security in their house. And when I say house, I mean apartment complex. Every example that was cited was by a big hedge fund owned apartment complex. Not a knock, just the facts that every rent increase that they cited was from a bigger apartment complex. And so while we feel their pain and frankly we share their frustration, we are opposed to that. One interesting side note to that bill, it exempts some new construction and exempts some things to keep on that stuff. But what's funny is it also says they exempt those that own one house. So I went to the head of the culinary union, whose father is a good friend of mine, and I said, his name's Ted. I said, Ted, if you own one house, you're not going to be renting it out. So at least give us that part. And so I think at the end of the day that there's something that they want. They're mad at the hedge funds. I think a lot of people are mad at the hedge funds. And when you come to affordability and those kinds of things, that is a true issue. Hopefully you're catching up on the Nevada Advocate. We put it out every week. Last week's Realtor Champion was Senator Jeff Stone. He was first elected this past November. He serves Senate District 20. Really a great advocate for housing issues. He was on that committee that we've had for summary eviction in support of our bill. Asked some really good questions. He's a homeowner. He's also an investor as well. And so really a great advocate for that. So, hey, we hope you are enjoying these episodes. Let us know how we're doing. Give us your comments, the good ends and bad ones. Let Chris and Tom know how much more you enjoyed this one than normal. But until next week, it's not soup yet, but it's getting close.